Hey, what's up, people? This is Ike Love, creator and author of the blog The Viable Alternative, which is an inspirational blog where I share the wisdom and insights gained along my path to becoming a greater, strong version of myself. And if you want to read more on the blog, you can click under the window where it says description, and you'll see the link for www.theviablealternative.com. All right, so number one, I'm kind of tired, and so it's like late. It's like 10 to 1 in the morning, and whatchamacall, I just kind of want to chill, so I'm gonna try not to make this too long. But via my therapy, and I've been in therapy now for about 3.5 years, and as I explained before in other videos, one of the reasons why I went into therapy was to overcome my blockages with attracting wealth and abundance, and to overcome scarcity in my life. That being all said, so I've made some major discoveries, and I kind of want to tie it in not only to myself but relevance to you, in that many times in life we struggle in certain areas like health or weight loss or staying out of trouble or having a successful relationship, not because we fear the failure, because of the fear of success. And as I'm really delving into my deep financial issues, a lot of it has to deal with fear of success. What might happen when I become successful? And what's interesting in life is that you may be watching this video, right? And you hear me talk about my financial problems, and you may you may be like, what's the big deal? I mean, geez, just get over it. And it's funny because I may look at you, and you may be, and you may be saying this to me about my financial issues, get over it. But then you may have issues in your life that I don't have an issue with, and I'll be like, you get over your thing, And it's funny that there are certain things in life that we have, that we face specific challenges in, but while we flourish in other things. Like for me, health is not an issue. Going to the gym is not an issue for me. Staying in shape is not an issue for me. Eating properly is not an issue for me, or having a healthy lifestyle is not really an issue for me. But the issue is with the finances. And now for you, you may have no problem attracting wealth, but you may have like debacle relationships, romantic relationships. You attract cycles in your life, or maybe you have good relationships, but your health sucks. You know what I mean? Like, I think there's a certain area or areas in our life that it goes beyond just kind of like doing the surface things to fix it. Like for me, I know you should invest your money. I know you should save your money. I know that you put your money in the stock market, you pile money and you put it in investments. So you don't just put it in savings, because savings, basically you attract a low interest rate, but you have higher chances of return when you put it in stuff like the stock market or like in real estate, or even starting your own business. I know all this, I know the rules of money. I know not to frigging put your money in depreciative assets like cars, or buying a brand new car or something like that, because the minute a car drives off the lot, when you buy it at the dealer, it starts to depreciate in value. I know all this, but why am I not? If I know all the rules, why am I not wealthy? It's because I have deeper issues related to money. And again, other people may have other areas in their lives that they don't necessarily struggle with, because their issues aren't deep. They don't struggle with money because they don't have deep issues regarding that, or they don't struggle with health because they don't have deep issues regarding that. Where other people who are morbidly obese or whatever, it's not just a matter of them, just go lose weight. There are deeper issues tied into that. So, that being all said, the revelations that I'm now having about my issues with money, you can tie into it in one way or another in regards to the specific areas in your life that you continuously or perpetually struggle with, So, that being all said, oh man. So, one of the things I discovered about myself, and it's just very interesting, is that for those few times that I've had a lot of success in life, or financial success was imminent, man, or I even, yeah, when I had it, like, man, I just felt this huge feeling of just loneliness and defenseless and just completely like being alone in life. There was no one around to protect me or fend for me. Like, I just felt this huge thing of loneliness. And anytime I would like, I just felt like a little child abandoned by his parents, and I just like, there was nothing there to protect me, and because of that, a deep depression will hit me. That was one of the things that would happen when I felt success imminent. Another thing I would felt if I didn't feel that, I just felt this tremendous sense of complete boredom and unfulfillment. Like, oh my gosh, the struggle is over. There's going to be no more struggle in my life. What am I going to do? Life's going to be boring and like uninteresting now. And this I felt this for years. And when I felt this coming on, I will now feel the urge to sabotage any success that will come up in my life because I wanted to avoid feeling these feelings, So basically speaking, tied with money, I had a fear of success. So as I dug and dug and dug and dug deep into my issues via therapy, one of the things I found out about why I had this tremendous fear of being alone if I were to become successful had to do with the relationship with my mother. As a child, I was a little mama's boy. I clung to my mother. I was afraid of my mother leaving me. I was afraid of abandonment, and I just always felt that I needed her to live like. I always felt I needed her to feel safe, to feel like she was like my quote unquote defense in the world, my safety. You know what I'm saying? And what I was always afraid of was, so basically speaking, I felt she was my defense and my safety. So I felt like the more defenseless I was, the less likely she was to leave me, So my big fear was that if I ever became strong and self-reliant and independent, my mom was like, oh, look at you. You're able to fend for yourself. You don't need me anymore. You don't need me anymore. Bye, and will leave me. And then, I'd be lonely and defenseless. So I realized that in my adult life, I will create these different fires in my life so that my mom will stick around and not make me feel defenseless and lonely, Basically speaking, I, as a child, and rightfully so, as a child, you don't, you're not capable of defending yourself. As a child, you need your parents for survival. They pay your bills, they cook for you, they clothe, they provide a roof over your head, they dress you. You need them for survival, and you need them, they love you. Who else is gonna love you other than your parents? So, your parents are gonna be the ones that love you the most. So, as a child, I just felt that I could not fend for myself. And I felt I could not fend for myself. And oh my gosh, I just lost my train of thought. Yes, no, as a child, I felt defenseless and I could not fend for myself. So therefore, I needed my mom constantly around. And because I felt I couldn't fend for myself and everything like that, I was afraid for her to leave, because then I just will feel defenseless and lonely and stuff like that. So, unfortunately, I never upgraded this conversation. I never upgraded this self-perception. So as an adult, anytime success felt imminent, in my head, I was like, oh, well, I'm able to fend for myself now, so my mom's going to leave me. And that became the big fear of being lonely and being defenseless. And so, this is one of the reasons why I feared success, is because I felt that I wouldn't be able to, my mom will leave and I'll be left defenseless and lonely and unloved and so on and so forth, Bam. Now, tying to the unfulfillment and boredom, love my father, bless his heart, but he was very difficult to please growing up. Very, very difficult. It just, it just was hard to navigate his, moods. His moods were up and down, and I would try to zig where he zigged and zag where he zagged. So, I can avoid any of his, quote unquote, the backlash of any of his moods, so to speak. And I'm being nice here, So anyway, And so, and also, yeah, I mean, there were times, if I got a 90 in a test, he'd be like, why didn't you get 100? Basically speaking, in the household, you had to score, you had to do very well in the math and sciences, because that would be an indicator of how well you were able to perform as an adult, in terms of getting to college and then getting a good major so you can get a good job. So, yeah, I mean, he was just very hard to please. And as a child, I made it my duty to please him, Now, yeah, I made it my duty to please him. And so one of the things that was pleasing to him was working very hard. You work hard, you work hard, we work hard, we work hard, and somehow or another, that was one of the semblances of predictability from him. If you worked hard, you kind of got his favor and everything. You know what I mean? Now, I also remember, one time I think I got an A in math. Like I scored like a 90 or something like that, and that was like equivalent of an A. And he felt I didn't. He wanted to see whether I earned the A in math, so he basically one Saturday morning, he just sat with me doing math problems, and would just berate me and yell at me and tell me that I didn't earn the A or I didn't deserve the A because I can't get this simple thing he's trying to teach me, even though, I mean, it wasn't a reflection of me not getting, it was a reflection of his teaching abilities, So, yeah, it kind of made me think to myself, wow, I work hard and do well and I still get berated and yelled at. But oddly enough, it was very strange. After that, years later, he kind of left me alone because he saw me as a hardworking kid. But tying everything back up together, I made my life about working hard without getting any results, as opposed to working hard and getting results. Because, working hard and getting results, working hard and not getting good results, for somehow or another, made me feel safe. Working hard for the sake of working hard, I felt was pleasing to him. So my life became about working hard for the sake of working hard. And funny in life, I was always that hardworking guy that everybody wondered why he wasn't successful. People would always say to me, you work so hard, you're so smart, why aren't you successful? Why aren't you living in a luxury penthouse in Manhattan, Why are you living from hand to mouth? And the general thing was, I was still operating off that 8-9-year-old where I just worked hard just for the sake of working hard. You know what I mean? And so tied that in to the relationship with my mother and my father. On one end with my mother, I was afraid that if I was successful, she would abandon me because it looked like I'd be able to take care of myself, and I thought I couldn't take care of myself. And on the end of my father, working hard was pleasing to him. Working hard was pleasing to him, so I worked hard for the sake of working hard. I got accolades just for being a hard worker. So therefore, tie those two in together. If I worked hard for the sake of working hard, because that was fulfilling to me because it pleased him. Gosh, am I making any sense? I'm getting very confusing now, and I apologize. But because my whole MO became just to work hard for the sake of working hard, achieving success would have then been, defeating the whole purpose of me working hard for the sake of working hard. Like the struggle would have been over. So therefore, there became the unfulfillment because I already achieved the goal. I got successful. So there's no need to work hard anymore, So this is why I was afraid of success. This is why I avoided success. Because of the relationship I had between my mother and my father, and how that made me fear success. Because I feared, number one, unfulfillment. I felt that if working hard was not for the sake of success, it was the sake for just working hard to please my father. And becoming successful would then cause my mother to leave me. So this is why I've been struggling all this time. This is why that I've been unsuccessful. This is what the root of it was, and it was kind of shocking. I sat there in the chair of the therapist's office. It was just like, wow. And I had an idea of this, but it was like a stark, raving like revelation. I was just like, wow. So tying this back to you, probably why you struggle with the specific chronic blockage you have in your life in whatever area, whether it's health, whether it's relationships, whether it's finances, whether it's staying out of trouble. There's something you're trying to avoid in this issue that you're specifically constantly struggling against. There's probably some type of fear you're trying to avoid that you'd have to confront if you become successful. You know, for instance, now, if you have a problem staying out of trouble, I've learned as a child, if you feel ignored, sometimes negative attention is better than no attention at all. So a lot of people get into trouble as adults because they feel it makes them feel loved and they get attention from them, and they feel that if they actually walk the straight and narrow, they're going to feel that feeling of being loved again. Everybody's going to ignore them, you know. So now, that may be your issue. I don't know you. A lot of people watching this, but just look into what you may be trying to avoid if you were able to conquer this issue of weight loss. Some people with weight loss, I remember reading a story about a woman who lost a ton of weight only to gain it back, because when she lost all the weight, she started getting positive attention from men trying to come onto her sexually, and it reminded her when she was sexually abused as a child. So being overweight kind of made her avoid all that sexual attention, you know. And when she lost all the weight, she started to get all that attention, which triggered that memory, so she gained the weight back to avoid that feeling. So there are certain issues you have in your life that the surface things just do not work, you know. It's beyond just if you're overweight, cutting your calories and going to the gym more, you know. Some of you are able to do that and maintain it, but others of you, it's a deeper issue. It's beyond just saving your money and investing your money. It's beyond just, you know, stop being a douchebag to your girlfriend or a bitch to your boyfriend, you know. It's a deeper issue that's tied you into the behavior. So surface behavior won't work. You know what I mean? Surface changing the behavior won't work. There has to be deeper issues that you have to deal with, emotional issues about why you're avoiding that specific area of specific success in that specific area. So I hope I didn't confuse everyone too much, because I wouldn't, and I'm not going to do this video again. I'm not going to make another review because I'm tired. This was kind of longer than I expected or wanted to. But anyway, so I hope all this helps, and I hope you're able to explore your life and not beat up on yourself if you cannot get certain results in certain areas of your life. Lastly, say I started working out when I was 24. Regularly when I was 24. I worked out before, but regularly, and I've been keeping that habit ever since. Why? Because I just don't struggle in that area of health. But again, look at money. I struggle in that area, you know. So so therefore I've had to now explore the deeper issues regarding that. And whatever area that you're struggling in, you know what it is. There are deeper issues that you have to deal with in that area that you have not addressed, or you have not known to address, because you just don't know what you don't know. So I hope all this helps, and I hope now you're able to now dig deeper and hopefully uncover the issues that keep you tied to this perpetual state of struggle in this specific area. Anyway, if you want to read more on my blog, go to www.theviablealternative.com. You can also follow me on Twitter, TheViableAlt. Also, if you like what I had to say and I wasn't too rambling, I think I did ramble a little bit here. Please share this video, click on like, comment that you like this video, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Anyway, I gotta go. Take care, God bless, and peace.